Hi guys, and thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how you can start your garden for free or on a very little budget. Don't know already, I'm on a mission to grow everything, all of our food in our backyard. And no, we don't live on a farm. We do not live on an acreage. I live in suburbia. We rent in a duplex and we have neighbors everywhere. So when we first started our garden, we were on a very tiny budget and we just made whatever work. So we're going to break this into 3 different sections. Number 1 is materials, number 2 is the actual plants, and number 3 is maintenance, because without all of those things you do not have a thriving garden. In each and every one of those categories there are ways that you can get stuff for free or minimal. Okay? Like, it's really true. In my consultations, I've talked to a lot of people who have spent so much money on gardens, which if you have the ability to do that, go ahead and do that. But if you don't worry. You can still have a garden too, okay? So first, let's talk materials. That means the structures that you're actually going to plant your vegetables in. You plant them in containers. You can plant them in vertical containers. You can plant them in the ground. You can plant them in raised beds, and you can find all of those things for free. It may take a little searching, or it may take just being a little thrifty to get these things. First, we're gonna talk about raised beds. We have done many different versions of a raised bed in our backyard. The first one was just made out of pallet wood that we found at a construction site was giving it away. So one thing you're going to want to ask, hey, is this chemically treated? If it is, do not do that, because those chemicals are going to leach right on in to your food. And that's not what we're going for here, okay? We're going safe, we're going healthy. Sometimes you can just go in those free or buy nothing groups and ask, hey, is anybody getting rid of such and such? And you'll be surprised on how many people will respond, because they simply just want to get rid of it and they're holding on to it. So do not be afraid to ask. What's the worst? Nobody answers, okay? Hey, so with raised beds, I have just seen people use wooden logs as barriers, okay? And honestly, I think that's really, really pretty as well. If somebody has cut down a tree and make sure that the tree is not like treated by any chemicals, that's the one thing that you're going to want to always pay attention to, is if the container you are growing in is food safe, or if the raised bed or wood material you're growing in is food safe. So always ask that question if it is free, because we want to pass if it's going to hurt our family, hurt our food. Going on to containers, you can use flower pots. You can also use, the tubs that people use to put clothes in. Fill that hunker up with dirt. The only thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that it has proper drainage. So you're going to want to make sure that that bottom gets drilled really well, because if you don't, you will have waterlogged plants, and when it rains, everything will be gone. So make sure, that is crucial, make sure that whatever container you use, it's food safe, and you have drilled holes on the bottom. If you don't have a drill, get a good old nail, good old hammer. You'll be good, okay? It might take you a little longer, but you will get the job done, okay? Next thing you're gonna wanna do is fill it up with soil. And I think that there are really 2 good choices when it comes to finding stuff for free or for like little money. The first thing is what we did, and we found local compost for free, okay? Walt and one of our friends filled up their trucks and they brought it all here. Now, the catch is it was an hour away. Sometimes with landscaping companies or people who are redoing their yards will have dirt, or they will have soil, topsoil, whatever, and they're giving away for you for free. So all you would have to do is grab a shovel? What's a shovel? A shovel, and something to put that dirt in, and then take as many trips as you would like, honey, okay? I have seen so many people last year on Buy Sell Trade just getting rid of dirt because they're landscaping. And the really cool thing is that it usually happens during the time that people are planting and getting ready for their garden. So always keep your eye out for those certain things when it comes to your dirt or your compost. Now, I wanna say that the soil you begin with is very, very crucial. So sometimes getting the free dirt from someone else's yard might cost you a little bit more in the long run, because you might have to add more amendments to it. So I would just keep that in mind, because you can have dirt, but not all dirt and soil has like the nutrients and the benefits that you really need. The soil is like the lifeblood. It is the foundation of your garden. So please keep in mind when you're getting something maybe from someone's yard for landscaping, how much you're gonna have to actually amend that soil. So now that we know what we're gonna plant in, what we're gonna put in our planter boxes or our containers, now is how we are going to get our seedlings or our starts for free. So now we're gonna get to the actual like planting in the plant. Really cool thing is that if you cannot afford to buy seedlings or you just don't wanna spend your budget that way, there are really cool places that you can get seeds for free. One I'm gonna share is seed shares. Seed shares are amazing, okay? And some of the places you do not have to go in and like actually swap a seed, but you can actually go in and just take seeds. We went to a seed swap last weekend and I kid you not, it was heaven. The guy came in and said, hey, go look at all the tables and take whatever you want. So always check out those seed shares. Go and check it out. Another thing is your public library. Now the really cool thing is that the public library can take swaps from people, but also they just have such a really cool collection of vegetable seeds, flower seeds. One thing about those is that they're going to be expired, which honestly is no big deal when it comes to me, because seeds can last for a very long time, especially when they're properly stored. So if you do not know where a seed share is, I know you probably know where a library is. So skip on over there, pause this video or take me with you, skip on over there, go through the seed catalog, and I kid you not, you will leave there with food. Okay, not literal food, but you know what I mean. You know what it's growing into. Let's move on to the very last one, and that is things that you can get for free to help maintain the health of your garden. So when it comes to maintaining your garden, you're going to want to make sure that your soil is retaining moisture. So you're going to want to use some kind of mulch. If you have grass, it is not treated, you have a yard, then you have free mulch, my friend. Right there. You're growing it already. Now, the really cool thing with grass clippings or with leaves is that it's already there. All you have to do is do a little work and collect it. When it comes to grass clippings, I don't necessarily use fresh grass clippings. Now, you can do that and there's nothing wrong with it. But I like to have mine dry out a little bit. So usually what we do is that we will cut the grass. I will rake it into a pile and let it dry out for like a couple of days. And then I will put that onto the ground. And the reason why I do that is because it gets a little more compact. So when I go to put it on the bare soil, it's not as fluffy. Another thing that you can do is use the leaves that fall in your garden. Just put it over your bare soil and you'll be good to go. Now, another thing when it comes to mulch is you can also look on buy nothing or buy sell trade groups. A lot of times people are getting rid of wood clipping. The thing that you can do is use wood chips. Now, a lot of times some landscaping companies will give it to you for free. Also, you can look on a buy nothing group and see if anyone's giving away free wood chips. Those are also going to be very helpful in retaining the moisture of your yard. Now, I'm going to say this so many times, it's just make sure that you ask the owner or ask the person, like, is this treated? Does this have anything on it? Because you do not want that leaching into your soil and right into your vegetables. So always ask. A garden does not have to be so much money. I kid you not, if we get thrifty, if we look secondhand, if we look at the thrift stores or the secondhand shops, you will be able to find so many things. All of the stuff that you see before you, besides the lights, were all bought secondhand, were all bought on sale, or were found at the thrift store. Okay? Your girl loves the thrift store. So I hope that this year that you will start a garden no matter what your budget is. And if you found this helpful, make sure that you like and subscribe. And as always, friends, you are dope, you are wonderful, and I am so thankful for you. Bye!